Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, November 21st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of quick clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol CDIO, and big mover today. To think that last week this thing was down in the penny stock range and then today was up over the $2 mark. Very, very impressive move. Talked about this level down here as an area of resistance previously, but that level has been destroyed. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that as it served its purpose for now. And one of the newest areas of support is just going to be this former breakout area. And that sits right here at that level of $1.88. And the basic rule in charting is that when levels of support, resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward now, right there, $1.88. Going to be that key level. So if there is any sort of pullback and the price comes down here and bounces off it, that would still make a very beautiful looking chart, because that would imply that you have a set of lows there, lows there, lows there. And if you envision those as stair steps, and in fact, we'll throw these in as lows. So if you envision all these as stair steps, you'd still very, very clearly have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. Now, from more so a bigger picture point of view, just continue to keep an eye on that purple line right there. Not really relevant right now, but that is the 50-period moving average, keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. But as of right now, the ideal level in terms of what make the chart look the best would be if the price can stay up above $1.88. In terms of levels of resistance, nothing fancy here at all. Literally just a question of where did the party finally stop today? And that's right up there at $2.41. So, like I said, no fancy reasoning behind that other than that's just simply where the party finally stopped and the momentum ran out of steam. So keep an eye on 241 moving forward. But all in all, very, very nice way to start off the week. Next one, CYTO. Very, very nice one today, mainly because of just such a well-defined area of resistance. So as I put that area right in, or as I put that line there right at 48 cents, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that that's some sort of special skill or great discovery. The exact opposite. I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same level and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So while there is no such thing as a guarantee, is it plausible that if the price can curl back upwards, get to that area, and then break up through, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible scenario. So again, not guaranteed to happen, but something that is very reasonable given just the nature of charts and how people tend to behave based on what they're seeing. And like I said, I think a self-fulfilling prophecy is a more than fair way to describe that. As far as areas of support, just like the one we looked at, keep an eye on that purple line down there, 50-period moving average. I realize seems kind of far away, but as I mentioned, moving average, that line will move higher and higher and get more and more relevant. But in my opinion, at least, by far the most interesting dynamic is all about that 48-cent mark. And can the price get up there? And if it does break up through it, then that could very well create a whole nother line of momentum. Next one, PLTR. The upwards move continues. Going to go ahead and adjust this area of support up now that we have a newer area, and that's right there at the $21 mark. And a quick little note there, assuming you're bullish, whenever levels of support need to be adjusted in the upwards direction, that's definitely a good sign, and that's exactly what needed to happen there. In terms of areas of resistance, I think the best way to go about this one is just to throw in a little trend line right there. You got to think that a lot of people are probably watching that general area quite closely. So keep an eye on that. And once again, as we just talked about, guaranteed, no, but is it valid to think that if the price comes up to that area and gets the break up through there, that break could create additional buying pressure? Certainly a plausible outcome. So all in all, higher highs and higher lows has been the name of the game for PLTR. And that's what it did once again today to start off the new week. Next one here, GOEV, and same general idea of what I've been talking about with these nice, kind of self-fulfilling prophecy angles. And from a pattern standpoint, yes, you have a pullback here that has formed late day today, so you can't take away from that. But that's also where the question comes into play of, okay, well, what if you care about the bigger picture? Well, if you care about the bigger picture, yes, you are going to acknowledge that late day there was a pullback, but you're also going to say, well, because I care about the bigger picture, what was happening before this downward channel here? And to answer that, you'd say, well, there's this big old move right here, which is now allowed me to draw a bull flag pattern. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull flag patterns, certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one here, AMC, and not a good day at all. Markets were booming to new highs, And AMC, unfortunately, well, assuming you're bullish, was breaking down through this key trend line here. And then even as I speak, you can see just headed down to lows on increasing volume. So a lot of bearish things going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines out as they serve their purpose. And one of the newest areas of resistance now is just that former area of support, which sits at these lows right here. Just based on that rule that when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So again, if there is any sort of attempted curl back upwards, first key level of resistance is going to be right there at $7.26. If the price can push up through there, the next key level from more of an overarching standpoint will be that purple line, the 50-period moving average. In terms of areas of support, next key level down here at 703, which is coming from a long time ago. So I'll just take you through the journey so you can see the last time the price was down at that area. Way back here, back in September. So we were talking about potential multi-month lows here if this downwards momentum continues. But as of right now, big breakdown with the next key level of support down there at 703. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, BRSH, and deeper pullback here late day today. Overall, depending on your standpoint, so there is a little bit of perspective. Meaning if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then yes, from that angle, the chart looks really, really bad. But assuming you do care about the bigger picture of things, you do still have everything in an overall uptrend. It's still got plenty of opportunity to build higher bases. You still have the purple line, with an upward slope to it. It's crossed up above the pink line there for that golden cross. So again, from the bigger picture standpoint, still several bullish things going on, but I do understand that depending on where you bought and what your strategy was, this could also be looking like a train wreck for you. Next key level to watch moving forward is going to be down here right around this previous breakout area. And what, in my opinion, at least adds that much more spice to it is that you also have these moving averages down around this area. So just this general area right here, a lot of potential areas of support, which guarantees nothing, but I think makes it a very plausible question to throw out there that, is this going to be where the price bounces from? And, I'm not going to say heads all the way back up to those highs, but even if it just bounces halfway, from a risk-reward scenario, you could be looking at a very nice potential scenario there. But yeah, if you like these penny stocks and like these situations where pullbacks get pretty deep, but you're still interested in them around a bunch of areas of support, then this certainly seems to fit that criteria. Next one here, MARA, and nice day today, and overall really nice, past couple weeks. In fact, now that I see this, just to kind of point out the prices, I think, pushed up above these highs and is managing to close above these highs, which it's not been able to do for quite a while. You can see earlier today, the price broke above that area, but then was not able to stay above it, drop back below it, but very strong afternoon. So the price has gotten back up to that $10.50 mark and up above it. So because of that, and the rule I've stated, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, $10.50 is going to be that ideal level of support. Ideal, meaning, that would make the chart look the strongest. But from the bigger picture point of view, yes, you still have that purple line there, 50-period moving average. So as that line moves higher and higher, if you want to just picture that as a trend line that's going to draw itself for you, then yeah, you want to see the price stay above there because that does represent an overall trend in the bullish direction. In terms of areas of resistance, just to give a little bit more context here, you can see that. Oops, let me just get rid of these lines here. These left over. But we have, in fact, is that where it got rejected from today? No, actually pushed a little bit higher up through there. I'm looking at this high back here, but you can see the price actually did temporarily break above it, but could not stay above it. So going forward right there, $10, and let's just call it 75 cents, going to be that main area of resistance. But all in all, very nice way to start off the week. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and overall interesting day and setting up for a very interesting setup here headed into Tuesday, mainly due to that purple line there, which I've talked about a million times now as that 50-period moving average. But with the price down below it, at this point, it would be acting as resistance. And as I pointed out last week, you can see right there, did a very stubborn job of, just preventing the price from moving up. And we have that once again here. Price got right up to that purple line and is once again struggling. Does that mean that it can't break above it? It just really goes to continue to reiterate that that purple line is certainly being a very stubborn area. If the price can push up through that area, the next key battleground for resistance will be right up there at that level of $240.30. So keep an eye on that. In terms of areas of support, yeah, you have this level down here at 225, but I did want to add in another level that seems to be a little bit more relevant right now from a trend line standpoint, and just get that into play right there. So keep an eye on that for more so the nearer term. And preferably speaking, the price stays above there, so it can kind of keep this upwards trajectory. But from the bigger picture, even if the price comes down to that area, you can see that the price would still have plenty of opportunity to build that higher base, which is what ultimately matters from those big picture point of views. Next one here, ticker symbol AI, and a very, very eventful afternoon. I mean, again, once of these represent 30 minutes, so that 30 minutes straight down, that 30 minutes straight down, and then you get this 30 minutes right here trying to stabilize, which makes it interesting. And then what also makes it interesting is the location of where it's trying to stabilize, which happens to be right there at that pink line, which is the very well-known, very famous 200 period moving average. And then along with that, if I bring in that gap close location, you can see that that kind of just adds to it. So right there was that gap, and then it came down there and closed it. So gap close locations can tend to act as support or resistance. In this situation, a support. So if you're someone that kind of likes to play those potential opportunities in the ugly, then down here, right around that 2750 mark, very, very intriguing level. As you know, you can see right here, the volume really kicked in a high gear there. So a lot of drama on this one right now. So if you like drama, but you like drama where you're getting some interesting price levels from the technical chart standpoint, then AI is definitely meeting all those check boxes. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market, meaning if you believe the NASDAQ market is going to go up, this one will also go up, and it's a very popular ETF, and NASDAQ had a very good day today. That's why this one also had a very good day today, as it's really just exploded upwards through both of these areas of resistance. So I'm going to do a little house cleaning, get rid of these lines as they serve their purpose for now, and just make that initial update, which you've heard me say several times now when levels of resistance are broken and closed above. You want to see them act as support. So the newest area of support, if there is any sort of pullback, right there at the $43.80 mark. So keep a close eye on that. And then in regards to areas of support, or excuse me, of resistance, we're going to have to go back quite a bit of ways into the charts history, because as you're seeing here, it has been a long time since the price has been up here. So assuming you're bullish, I'm sure you're not complaining about that. With that key level of resistance right there at $45 and, 60 cents. So we'll go back to where we are now, and you can see exactly where that line's coming into play. So moving forward there, that's where that next key level is. But overall, this thing continues to put in those higher highs and higher lows, and that's by far what matters most. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to go get signed up for that free class. It'll be on Thursday, November 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do two things for me, please. Hit the like button and leave a comment below. Tell me what you traded today. Give me your watch list for tomorrow. But those two things provide feedback, help out the channel with the algorithm and all that good stuff. So I really do appreciate it. And thank you in advance for it. So like I said, go get signed up for that free class. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.